It is red. I win.
Oh, is that what we were betting on?
Yeah, we're betting on what tint my fantastic Logitech camera was going to come out. It's red, everybody! All right, give me 2 seconds here to get everything set up. Sorry, we're a little bit late today. Normally, we like to try to be on at 7 o'clock. That obviously didn't happen. So we're going to see what we can do here. Let me get my camera fixed first. Oh, good Lord. And let's go ahead and go okay there. We're going to get the chat up here in a second.
Hi, chat.
The shit.
You know what they call chat in Australia?
Chat.
Call them chit.
When you're in Australia, you got to look out for them drop bears.
Look at all these chits. Hey,
The
chit,
drop
how you doing,
bears.
chit? What are you talking about today,
All right,
chit?
ever so slowly, we're getting everything lined up here. I see that the... This didn't line up. Hold on here. All right, that should work there. Hopefully that lines up. Woo. Let's go here. I like how you guys just sit there silently.
You're welcome.
Frank can talk about his jury duty experience from last week.
It sucked. It's like I said, it was a trial that shouldn't have even gone to trial. We wasted.
Are you
2
not
days.
getting? You're not gonna get in trouble for this, are you?
No, because I mean, we came to a verdict. You know what the best part was? So the case was assault with a weapon,
That's assault,
and
brother.
battery, and it was between a man and a woman who had been dating for like 2 weeks apparently, and the guy moved in with her within 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the best way to do things.
Yeah.
And
You always want
they
to
were
rush that
arguing.
stuff.
Yeah, they were arguing about cheating or whatnot. And she's like a security guard, so she has a gun. And the story goes, she's claiming that he picked the gun up and pointed it at her in the argument and then left. And he's saying he just grabbed the gun and left because he saw her looking at the gun.
Interesting.
And these are the two witnesses. And I mean, unfortunately for the lady, she had a stroke in the last year, so she didn't really remember a lot.
Oh my
a lot.
God.
And that was their star witness. So it was a he said, she said thing with no proof of battery.
It's all
no
about
proof.
the he said, she said bullshit.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it took us 2 days to find him not guilty because the
man.
court was having technical problems and all that fun stuff.
They couldn't find a music player either.
No, but
They
the
could
best
not
part
find a
was is
fucking music player.
after we found him not guilty for those 2 charges, the judge goes, "Oh, by the way, there's a 3rd charge that you guys get to go back and deliberate." And we're like, "What? Now we're gone, right? We're supposed to." The guy was a convicted felon 3 times over,
Nice. What you're hoping for.
so he was he was charged with possession of firearm. And it was like we were all sitting in there when we were talking about the first 2, and one of the guys was like, "What about the firearm?" We're like, "Man, that's
Anybody
not
chat? Type in the chat. Make sure that it's functioning properly.
function these nuts." So, anyways, they got him for the felony. Sorry, dude,
That's a shame.
but the state got your ass.
All right, Lamb put it in there. See, I got to work on that. That is just way too goddamn small, man. Type
That's what she said.
way too small. I didn't. So by the way, blast from the past. So for the last
Anything
2
crazy?
hours, one of the reasons that we're really late today is because I couldn't find a fucking music player to do the stuff that I needed it to do. It's amazing how you just can't find the simplest of fucking things. And I'm trying to get it to the point, because what I want is I need one that will just stop the music. After it plays a song, don't fucking play the next one. Shouldn't
Yeah.
be that hard. Apparently, it is incredibly difficult to find a music player that just stops the music when it's done. Just saying.
What was the music player that used to put out the vibe thing on their screen and would vibrate and change colors in the 90s?
Wasn't that Windows Media?
Was that Windows Media?
Yeah,
I don't know,
Windows
like
Media. Windows
put
Media
your
Player
yeah,
used to do
you'd put your CD in, you'd open that up, and it would just you could if you were if like you were really high, you could zone out to it.
Like that's what Frank remembers. Yeah, if you're really high, you just, get super baked and go down this whole
You just
thing.
sit at the desk, and next thing you know, 2 hours later, after listening to Kenny G smoking weed and
Yeah.
watching the color change, you just like,
that.
what the
That's
fuck
what you would
happened?
listen to when you got high was
Kenny G, baby.
No, I
All
was
right.
listening to Kenny G to fall asleep.
So moving on with the show here, we're going to do a thing called First Impressions.
Ooh,
So essentially, I'm going to show a series of pictures to Lan and Frank, and I'm going to get whatever their first impression is about
naked
that
pictures.
picture. No nudie pictures because we're on YouTube. But really quick, I do want to plug the membership tiers that we have here on the YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you're clicking the thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribing as well. We have the Memberlorian tier. That's $4.99 a month. With that, you get a sticker pack plus a t-shirt of your choice. And then we also have the channel supporter. That's 99 cents a month. And with that, you get a sticker pack. And the stickers are these. We got the cross-eyed bear right there. We have the Brandalorian sticker. And then we also have the History of Rock sticker right there for you. And I think Anna's not here today. I think she said she was out. But I do, if you're watching this on a playback, I still have to send you your sticker pack, Anna. I got to get that out there to you. Also coming up on the show, we're going to talk about any coming attractions, anything that the guys are looking forward to here in the next coming week. We did have the Acolyte debuted yesterday. I got 30 minutes into the first episode. And I know that's exactly what you have tuned in for today, is to hear my take on the first 30 minutes of the first episode.
It sucked.
It's actually really good. It's really
I've heard people
good.
saying it's really good. I got to give it a shot because it was 2 episodes, right? 2 episodes dropped.
Yeah, so far 2 episodes have dropped, but we're going to get to that in a minute. We're also going to get to 5 fast questions. Oh shit, Frank, did I send you the questions?
No.
Oh shit. All right.
By the way, it took him 4 years to do this Acolyte series, so if it sucks, then they're up shit's creek.
Did it really take 4 years to do it?
Yeah. I could make up 5 questions.
I really don't want to resubscribe to Disney Plus.
Just wait. I mean, wait until the whole thing is over, then resubscribe for the 1 month, and then get rid of it.
In 5 years, it'll be nothing but subscribe to streaming platforms, anyways.
Pretty much. All right, let me see here. Oops, actually, that's not what I want to do. Let me delete that.
I remember when we used to plug in our TV to the wall, to a cable.
Frank, you don't happen to have like Facebook open, do you?
No, but I can open it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna send this to you in Facebook Messenger then.
Oh, I got Messenger, dude. It'll show
Send
up.
you the deets, if you will.
The Deets nuts.
The deets.
From the Beatles? Juices?
By the way, really interesting. So last week I had mentioned on the show that YouTube was down massively for me last week. And then this past week, it's all everything's all up.
Saw your numbers jumped up. I was like,
Yeah,
it's got to be right in the
pretty
wave, man.
Fucking huge, man.
That's what she said. It's
So-
summertime.
Oh, that's true.
Summertime.
All right, so I think we got that stuff ready to go there. We got 5 fast questions up. We're going to get to Battle of the Generations. There's another game that I want to get to.
Those are boobies.
There's another game that I want to get to with these guys, and I don't know if you guys know. It's the gibberish game, where it gives you a bunch of what seems like random words, but if you say them fast enough, it actually means something different.
Oh, okay.
Have you guys ever played that?
No.
I hear people talking it every day at work.
Of course you do, because you work for the government.
Mm-hmm.
Also, coming up on the program, we are going to get to a Brad Pitt movie draft. Because he's in the news because his daughter's dropping his name.
Isn't she adopted?
I think that's their actual kid because she looks just fucking like both of them.
Well, doesn't he have
Well,
like an
what's her
older daughter
reasoning?
too?
Well, apparently there's been a pretty big fallout. among like he hasn't really been around, and then I guess
Apparently he's
Angelina
abusive.
like wanted sole custody for a while. Vero's here. Hello, Vero. How's things? We're getting a little slow start here. I've been trying
There's
to.
some things that they're saying like he's abusive too. Like I guess some stuff, there's some documents out there that he's not a nice guy, especially when he's drunk.
I always heard the story that he was like stoned all the fucking time. Like,
have you seen his
looks
movies?
like
all the fucking time. Well, it's funny because then it's like as we were getting ready for the Brad Pitt movie draft, I was kind of going through looking at some of the movies, and if you remember, he was in True Romance, where he plays the guy that's just crazy fucking stoned, and he's like, "Do you guys want to watch some TV or something?" And they're like, "Nope." They just rack their fucking guns in front of him. All right, it is time for first impressions. I'm going to show a picture here to Lan and Frank, and I want to get their first impressions on these pictures. And you are more than welcome to chime in on the chat, too, on whatever the first thought that pops into your head when you see this.
The fishing game.
The fishing game, you say?
Yeah, there was one. It came with like almost
The
like
actual
a fishing lure.
The
a
reel,
and
right?
everything. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Frank's going with the fishing game. This is the Sega
And
Dreamcast.
the taxi game.
And
whatever
fuck!
that is,
Crazy Taxi.
was so good.
Crazy Taxi. Yeah.
All right, Lane, what's your first thought when you see the Dreamcast?
September 9th, 1999.
Was that the day it came
Wow.
out?
99.99. Yep.
For $199.
Me and Fitz were standing outside. I think that was like my first midnight release
Ooh.
at the
much
GameStop at the Clackamas Town Center, the one next to Sears.
How much did they sell
And
for?
They did not have all the launch games, and
Yeah,
we were kind of pissed.
that was one of the downfalls of it, wasn't it? It's like they
Like
couldn't
some
get
of the
games out.
stores didn't get the shipments.
Dreamcast at launch was $199.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. Like I saw this ad about the NES, and when it came out, it was around the same price, $199. I guess as a kid, you don't pay attention to that stuff because I, for some reason, only thought it was like $70. Like you'd get the system for $70. I was about $120 off.
Yeah, good golly, man.
Sorry.
So Sega Dreamcast, it was released in Japan on November 27th, 1998. North America, like Lance said, September 9th, 1999. And then it was released over in Europe on October 14th, 1999. Do you know what the original name of the Dreamcast was going to be?
Naomi? No, the Neptune or something like that?
Naomi was a little closer. The Katana was the original name. And so they had, if you look, this is not a very high-res picture, but if you look here, you kind of see the Dreamcast logo. So that was the orange swirl, and it was supposed to indicate origin of power. However, the color of that logo changed depending on the region because over in Europe and Australia, it was blue because there was a German video game publisher that had already been using the orange swirl since 1995.
It looks
So-
like with the fruit roll-up thing that you used to. The little
So then-
skinny one from the.
So the next question, what games do you remember? Now, obviously, Frank says that he remembers the fishing game. So what games come to mind when you think of the Sega
Crazy
Dreamcast?
Taxi.
Crazy Taxi. All
Those
right.
are the only two that I remember, honestly.
Really? Land?
Like, yeah, like my. just to
Do
play
we
it.
have time for me to list all the games I remember? I love the Sega Dreamcast.
Okay,
It was like
it was
one
a-
of my favorite systems.
It was a fantastic console. I mean, it just ran into too many, obviously issues, but it was a great
Yeah,
console.
the issue was the PS2.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, this was the highest selling game for the Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure. I think it sold
Got that at launch.
2.5 million copies. But anytime I think of the Dreamcast, there's two games that come to mind for me. One of which
NBA 2K and NFL 2K.
NFL 2K. And I do remember because I remember the NBA 2K. That was the one where you had to line up the triggers on a free throw, and that was really the
So
first. It was really the first game that thought outside of the box in regards to shooting a free throw in a basketball game, because it wasn't just your typical hit the button, hit the button, hit the button, and then if you got all that stuff right, it landed. Like you had to truly. It had two arrows, and they would do this thing. Remember? And then when if you had them lined up here, is when you would shoot it, and if you had it lined up properly, you would make it. And I just remember Randy Moss being just a fucking boss when it came to NFL 2K. But what's the other game? What do you think the other game I'm gonna mention, Lan?
Golf.
I have no idea.
Seaman!
What the hell
Seaman
is
was
that?
great.
You know,
Oh my God.
We've talked about this before. So this game, it legitimately was like a fish tank. And it started out with a tadpole. And the controller came with a microphone where you would talk and it would talk back. This thing was light years ahead. Light years ahead.
Freaky.
And Leonard Nimoy was the narrator.
It was. It was Leonard Nimoy.
Wow.
Did you ever finish it, Lan? Did you ever get
No,
the
my
full
Seaman
ground?
died. My Seaman died. I remember we went on vacation, and
Was
I
that
didn't
a
get
play
to.
on word?
I didn't get to feed or talk to my Seaman, and I came back and it was dead. And I didn't want to start over.
So go look up that one. It was Seaman is the name of that game. Now, another question for you in regards to the Dreamcast here, guys. Do you know what this is?
It's a television that has a Dreamcast built into it. I can tell you that.
Yeah, basically, it was the
Why does it look like
divers.
there's a runway on it?
It was the well. Hold on, I'm going to show you more pictures of what this thing looked like. It was crazy looking. So it's the Divers 2000 CX1. It was a special edition Dreamcast built into a television that was shaped like a Sonic head.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's
So as you can see back here, that's obviously
of a
where the
reach.
disc goes. And yeah, I'm assuming they did not sell a whole lot of these.
No. You think there's any of them still around somewhere?
I don't know. I'd
probably
be
worth a
interesting to
lot.
see if I mean, look that up while we're doing this. Look up.
Probably only sold in Japan.
I was gonna say, look up on eBay. See if you can get yourself a Divers 2000 CX1. All right. Next up,
Divers 2000.
in first impressions, what is your first thought when you see this picture?
Honestly, it almost looks like he's in a time period piece and like. the
Do you know the
1920s.
movie? You guys
I
have
could
neither
go-
neither of you have seen Higher Learning?
No,
I have,
I've never
but
seen. I've never
I've seen it once, like 50 years
such,
ago.
It's such a good movie. So Lawrence Fishburne, he plays Professor Maurice Phillips in Higher Learning. And if you watch it, I could never get past his accent in the movie because there was also Omar Epps, and we're going to get to that here in a minute. But Omar Epps plays a freshman. He's a track star, and his name was Malik Williams. And Lawrence Fishburne always goes, Mr. Williams, like the way that he would speak. It always came out like that.
Was he
and then-
Jamaican?
I think I couldn't tell if that's what he was going for, because what would happen is he'd smoked a pipe, and he like always carried around a tin of peppermints. And so when he would show up to the students, he would open it and he'd go peppermint like that. It was great every single time. So here's a few things to know about Higher Learning. It was released January 11th, 1995. The exterior shots and outdoor scenes were filmed at UCLA. Other people that were considered for the role of Professor Maurice Phipps include Dustin Hoffman, but he wanted the story to revolve around the professor and the student, so he did not get the role. Also, John Singleton, who, by the way, I totally forgot passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, like
Mhm.
5 years ago? Or
Yeah, I
something?
think it was like 2019 or like because I did a video. It's on my YouTube channel about Boys in the Hood, and somebody put something like R.I.P. or something like that, and I was like, did he die? And I'd completely forgotten that he'd passed away.
I have an update on your Sega TV.
Yeah, what do you got?
So they're only from Japan. I have 3 of them on here that you can buy. What do you think you can buy them for?
On eBay?
Yeah.
$400.
50 grand.
Alan's too big balling.
And I'm way low. So you're talking like
yeah.
10 grand?
26 grand is the most expensive one. The others are 18 and 17.
Jesus. Well, but remember,
Okay.
that's what people are asking for. Like, that's not
Right.
necessarily. That's not
But I
necessarily.
think they were only sold in Japan, so that's a part of
Yeah.
the process with it.
All right. So
That's wild.
John Singleton, he wanted Sidney Poitier to play this role. He wasn't available, and another choice was actually Samuel L. Jackson
Samuel L. Jackson.
to play this role. But the studio preferred Lawrence Fishburne, so the role went to him. And of course, you also have
Cowboy
the
Curtis.
poster here for Higher Learning as well. I can't believe you guys don't really remember this. This was a great movie. I
Wasn't
absolutely
Tupac in
loved
that
Higher
movie?
Learning. No,
Ice Cube was.
Oh.
Ice Cube was, but we're going to
Ah.
get to Tupac. I think I got that down. He was up for one of the roles. I think. Yeah. So Malik Williams. That's very good timing there, Frank. So it's
You're
played
welcome.
by Omar Epps. Tupac Shakur was originally set to play this role, but he was jailed shortly after getting the
I
part.
was about to say that you didn't. Yeah.
So sorry. And now there is a Matrix tie-in.
Oh boy.
So
Fishburne.
when Professor Maurice Phipps talks so he's giving a speech to Malik Williams, and he's talking about a bearded white man pushing the buttons to control the world and that not
Oh,
being a
Lord.
reality. Well, Fishburne ends up becoming Morpheus, and he mentors Neo, and the bearded white man is the architect.
Will Ferrell.
No, the architect.
You don't remember Will Ferrell doing that at MTV Movie Awards?
No,
He's the
did he
guy
do
at
that?
the- Yeah. They have him as the guy at the end of the Matrix.
No, we got this guy, the architect.
Yeah.
That is the architect right
Will
there.
Ferrell.
All right. Also, for the role of Remy, which was this character right here, that is actually Michael Rappaport.
The Rappaport,
Singleton originally wanted Leonardo DiCaprio, and Michael Rappaport was going to play Scott Moss. That was the character that was played here by Cole Hauser. But DiCaprio wasn't available, so then Hauser got this role, and then Rappaport got the other role. Now, ironically, all of the neo-Nazis in this movie, or most of them, were played by Jewish actors.
There you
Nice.
go.
That is called acting, my friend.
Isn't that how it always happens, though?
I mean, I don't know about always, but not too
I've
shabby.
seen a lot of like Jewish actors playing, those roles.
And then, of course, if you aren't familiar with the movie, you do have it essentially ends with him going crazy from a watchtower and just starts shooting people.
Yeah.
And so John Singleton's original script had Remy shoot Malik Williams with that sniper rifle at the end of the movie, but Singleton
22.
thought that it was going to be too harsh for audiences, so he decided to change it.
Didn't he kill his girlfriend? What's her name?
I think so. Tyra Banks.
Fresh Prince's girlfriend.
Yeah, it was Tyra Banks, I believe, that got shot there. All right, first impression. Got two more photos here. First impression of that.
It's The Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Mr. Feeney's
It
looking
is.
like a potato.
Looking like a potato.
Who's the chick? Is that she was in the show too?
Who, the old lady?
The older lady? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that's probably his real wife. Do you know how old he is now?
He's got to be 96, 97.
Oh, you're right there. Yeah, he's 97. 97 years old, and it's a picture of him with Will Friedle, which I believe is the older brother. And then, of course, you have Ryder Strong and Danielle Fishel.
Why does Ryder Strong look older than the guy that's supposed to be older than him?
I think they look
about the same.
Yeah, look about the same. They look.
I
They
just
look
saw
kind of
like
right in line.
the black chick from the show. I didn't realize she was as old as
She's
she was.
50.
She's 54.
And she's pregnant.
She's gonna have a kid. Yeah.
Yep. The
I
one who
didn't know- I
played the
didn't think
love
she was
interest
that
there.
old. Yeah.
All right, one more here for you guys. What's your
I
first
love the show.
impression? Can you guys tell who this is?
Which one? The Nirvana shirt or the chick?
Either of them.
For a second there, I thought that was Dr. Pimple Popper.
Say that 5 times fast.
I have no idea who these people are.
We run, we jump, we swim and play.
Oh, it's the chick from Salute Your Shorts.
And Budnick.
That's Budnick?
Yeah.
No, never watched any of
Holy
these shows.
crap, he's gained about 500 years.
Well, I mean, this show was 30 years ago.
So what, are they together or is this just like
I don't know. This just got posted on social media. She is apparently a lawyer now, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
I read about that she was, but yeah, his career kind of disappeared after Salute Your Shorts. You know,
Well, he had a few roles in the 90s that he, did well with.
Terminator 2, and then he went into Salute Your Shorts, and then he do the voiceovers like the stoop kid on Hey Arnold.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Hey Arnold, where does that take place?
It's in New York, right?
Nope.
Philadelphia, right?
Nope.
New Jersey, right?
Nope.
Washington D.C., right?
Nope.
Los Angeles, right?
Washington State.
All right, there you go.
Oddly enough, there's a like a sign or something that shows that it's Washington State. So with the
So
stoops and
Seattle?
everything, you would assume that it takes place in New York or it takes place in one of those major cities over on the East Coast.
And all their
No.
accents. I mean, it sounded like it was.
Yeah,
New
Hey
York.
Arnold took place in Washington State.
There you go.
All right,
I'm
Frank, you got the questions ready there, my man?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Hold on one second
Cue the
here.
music.
This is why I hate having to get all my stuff lined up, like right before the goddamn show. All right, it is time for 5 fast questions. Frank has the questions. I have the answers. Frank, fire away, sir.
What word is the most fun to say out loud?
Balls.
Number 2. What's the best Beatles song?
Yesterday.
Number 3. What's the best way to spend a Saturday night?
At a live sporting event of any kind.
Number 4. What will you be doing in 20 years?
Probably all the same things I'm doing now, just a lot slower and slightly angrier.
All right. Final question. What shouldn't be done while driving?
Anything involving your fucking phone. For the love of God, get off your fucking phone! And that is 5 fast questions.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, Frank, question number 1 was what?
It was, what word is the most fun to say out loud?
Probably, I like balls. The F word is a good one to say out loud, but I
Yeah,
like
the F
balls.
word. I like saying googly
or-
moogly.
Or the C word too.
Mm-hmm. That's Ricky Gervais's favorite word.
Cuisinart?
Yes.
Courtney.
See, when I think of like saying a word out loud, something like that, what I think of is like when I think of yelling it is I go to a scene from The League. Did you guys ever watch The League?
Nope.
Yeah.
So there's a scene where they have a they're doing like a sack race with the kids, and it's how they're deciding their draft order for their fantasy football league. And the one guy loses, and he just goes balls like in front of all the kids. Love it. Love it. All right, what's the next question?
The best Beatles song.
I mean, yesterday's the first one that popped into my head. So
I
I
always
would
like
go
the long and winding road, and how that would kind of transition into the other songs. It almost was like a 2-minute song that went like 10 minutes, but I like
What would you say?
was the
What's your favorite? Beatles.
Let it be.
yeah,
Land
yeah,
Likes Let It Be.
Be's
Good. That's a good choice.
What's the one that they sang on top of the building in their last like live? It was really guitar heavy. God, that's a really good one, and I can't think of it right now.
Nookie.
Yeah.
Oh, and Come
exactly.
Together is really good too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot to choose from, but yesterday's one that popped into my head. By the way, if you do want a post or a video to do well online, just make fun of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Because Beatle fans are fucking lunatics, man. I'm thinking about doing a poll like that, like which fan base is the most
nuts.
maniacal. You have the Beatles, you have Metallica, you have the Swifties, and then you
Yeah, I
have
was gonna say
whatever
the
Beyonce's
Swifties.
fans are.
The bees. Is that what they're called? The bees.
The Killer Bees.
Beeses. Or the Insane Clown Posse fans.
Yeah, the Juggalos, they're right up there as well, man. All right, what is the third question?
The best way to spend a Saturday night. Now, see, if you were to go as a kid, it would have been the mall.
Oh, hell yeah.
As an adult,
Or the arcade.
it's
Or like if there's an arcade in the mall, absolutely.
20 to 30s. It was at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like
club.
Dateline or whatever's on TV.
Little Dateline rolling into 2020. Maybe a little Snapped in there as well. For me, it's, I mean, truly, here in El Paso, we have the Chihuahuas and we have the Locomotive, baseball and soccer. And going on a Saturday night and just kind of hanging out downtown, going and checking out one of those live events is, at least for me, it's the best way to spend a Saturday night.
Nice.
Lan likes to spend his Saturday nights at work.
Yeah.
Boo.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
All right, what was your next question there, Frank?
Then it was, what will you be doing in 20 years?
I in all reality, probably all kind of the same stuff I'm doing now. I really like the job that I have working in IT, and then just keep pushing on with all this content and stuff. Like I mentioned it to the guys earlier about how last week, the YouTube channel was just in the shitter. Like I could not get views on any of the videos, and then something clicked or something changed, and now all the videos are back up. You'll notice that over on Instagram and on Facebook, I'm putting up posts every day in the morning. Trying to think of what the one I put up today was. Oh, it was the Gator gum.
Gatorade.
Yeah, you remember the Gatorade gum?
I had it one time. I was not a fan of it.
I don't think I ever had it.
It wasn't that good. It was supposed to help like quench your thirst, like the Gatorade, actual beverage, but it was too tangy. It did not taste good at all.
Too tangy.
It was too tangy.
Too tangy.
It was orange.
I could definitely see it being a little bit too tangy. All right, what was the final question?
What shouldn't be done while driving?
Anything with your fucking phone, man. God, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think where Alan was gonna go masturbate.
Well, chances are, unless you got a good imagination, you might be watching a little pornographic material.
Well, now with all these screens being put in there, I would say putting YouTube and watching fucking videos while you're driving.
His anti-screen in a car thing.
Oh, I hate that shit, man.
Well, the thing that I hate is when you're sitting at a red light and you're maybe 4 or 5 cars deep and the light turns green and nobody's fucking moving because they're all buried in their fucking phone. I should be allowed to take an ice pick and stab every one of your fucking tires, and then you have to deal with it, you asswipes. It fucking drives me nuts.
The reason why people wait at green lights here is because we have so many people that run red lights. It's safer to wait for like 5 or 6 seconds.
Trust me. That is another thing here in El Paso. Like if the light does turn green, I'm super cautious, and you're going to be looking both ways, and you don't want to just go barreling because you're going to get fucking clipped.
But what if you found out that the reason why they were on their phone was because they were watching your videos?
Wow.
Turn off my fucking videos, man.
Oh well.
Dude, I don't give a shit. Like, look, that one view isn't worth my time. Move along.
What if it was everybody on the freeway backed up and they were all watching your video?
Oh, yeah, that's cool, man.
That's several hundred.
Yeah, I mean,
make sure you like and subscribe.
Let's boost that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I got no problems with that. Let's all watch. Let's all go get stuck in traffic and watch The Real Brandalorian on YouTube. That sounds fantastic to me. All right, it is time for Battle of the Generations, ladies and gentlemen. Here's how this works. Essentially, I've got the Trivial Pursuit right here. Each card has a question for each generation. Gen Z, greatest generation, baby boomers, Gen X, and millennial, and each one's worth different points. Gen Z is worth 4, greatest generation is worth 3, baby boomers worth 2, and Gen X or millennial are each worth 1. Now we're going to go through 6 categories: people and places, entertainment, events, culture, science and technology, and sports and hobbies. And so the way this works is we're going to start with the first category. I think Frank started last week, so let Land start this week. Your first category is sports and hobbies. Your subcategory is surprising sports. So let me know which generation's question you want.
Kidnapping.
We're going to go Gen Z.
Oh, he's always going big. He's going Gen Z. Which event is not part of the official Strongman and Strongwoman games? Viking press, farmer's run, or circus dumbbell?
Oh, I wanted to be circus dumbbell.
Wait, what were the first 2 again?
Viking press, farmer's run, or circus dumbbell?
I think I'm gonna say Viking press.
No, I am sorry. It's not Viking press. It was Viking run, although this seems a little bit like a trick question because apparently it's farmer's run. There is a farmer's walk. No points for Big Land. All right, Frank, you're up. Your category again, sports and hobbies. Subcategory is basketball. What would you do if the answer was Charlie Ward?
I would know it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll do Gen Z.
During an NCAA tournament,
I met him before.
During an NCAA tournament, what round is between the Sweet 16 and the Final Four?
The Elite Eight.
It's odd that would be a Gen Z question.
I was gonna
Yeah, I
say, how's
know.
that a Gen Z question?
That's
I don't
that's
know.
in every generation.
You can tell that there's every now and then it gets to the point where that you can just tell that they're like,
They were
oh,
drunk and they're like, screw it.
yeah, we just kind of, give up. We just need a question to fill this shit out. All right, next category is events. Lan, your question or subcategory is generals.
Ooh.
Greatest Generation.
Going greatest generation. Which Korean War general was relieved of his command by President Truman?
Dwight Eisenhower.
Matthew Ridgway, William Dean, or Douglas MacArthur?
Douglas MacArthur.
Yeah. Is that your answer?
Yeah.
I like that he answered it first.
I didn't know it was multiple choice.
Yeah. He'd been so apparently he was ignoring orders from the commander in chief, so he got the boot from Truman. All
Well,
right.
There's more to it than that, actually. There's a lot more to it than that.
Well, it just says here he was ignoring orders from the commander in
Well,
chief.
he had become too popular in the States and was thinking about running for president. And so a way to get him to not be as popular was to make it seem like, yeah, he was doing a lot of things that Washington didn't want him to do, but the president basically pushed him aside so he wouldn't win the election.
All right, there you go, Frank, dropping some knowledge. All right, what generation's question do you want, Frank? Your subcategory is famous phrases.
Hey, I know all the Gen Z phrases. Let's make it happen.
No cap. Article after article, intense posts
shizzle.
about the state of the world, negative news. I can't stop reading. What am I doing on my phone?
One more time?
Article after article, intense posts about the state of the world, negative news. I can't stop reading. What am I doing on my phone?
Having a fucking spasm. I don't know.
There's a term for it.
Tweaking? Oh.
Doom scrolling.
What?
Doom scrolling.
Never heard of that before.
You guys have never heard of doom scrolling?
No, it sounds like something you do in a bathroom.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, doom scrolling is basically when it's just all negative stuff that's in your feed, and you're just flipping through it, and so you're scrolling. But it's all gloom and
Scrolling
doom.
to doom. Okay.
It's gloom and doom. All right.
Be negative scroll, but whatever, kids.
Science and technology is your category. Lan, linguistics is your subcategory. Which generation's question would you like? By the way, if you're in the chat, you're more than welcome to answer these questions.
Let's just go baby boomers.
He's going baby boomer for 2 points. In 1960, American Sign Language became an official what in the United States?
Language?
Is that not the stupidest question?
I don't know. Mine was pretty dumb, too.
Oh my God. All right, so 2 points there for Lan. All right, Frank, your subcategory is artificial intelligence.
Oh, Jesus. It's not good. All right, 4 points.
Not good. He's going for Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z. We do Gen Z
Blake
all the time.
Lemoine became famous in 2022 for claiming that a chatbot had gained sentience at which popular tech company?
Was it Google?
Goggle?
Yeah, it was Google, ladies and gentlemen.
But was it true?
Yeah, it's Google.
No,
what,
no, as far as, like,
did it
the-
become sentient? I have no idea.
Or was
I
the guy
believe-
just saying stupid shit?
He's probably
I
just
think
making
it
stuff
actually
up.
did, but it was one of those where like Google had to claim like it wasn't like super smart. It was learning or something like that.
Wasn't
I- I
super
guess
That's what
smart.
AI does.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Land.
We're
Entertainment is your category. Your subcategory: film score composers.
Oh, we'll just go Gen X.
John Williams.
He's going Gen X. What 80s film did John Williams not score? Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Outsiders, or Return of the Jedi?
Oh my God.
The Outsiders? 1
You
point,
are
baby.
correct, sir. He gets 1 point.
I was fishing for that John Williams question.
Carmine Coppola, father of the film's director Francis Ford Coppola, scored The Outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Frank. Entertainment category. Subcategory is actors.
All right, let's go Gen Z.
It's going big. Which actor plays Elio Perlman in Call Me By Your Name and Paul... see, I don't know Dune all that well. Paul Atreides in Dune?
That's that dude we're talking about. Tim Chimalate?
It's so funny that we got this one because Frank was just struggling with his name before we started
Yeah.
the live stream. What is it?
Tim Chimalate.
Come on, you got it
Chimalito.
a little bit closer. You got it a little bit closer.
Chalupa. It's Chalupa, Frank.
Yeah, it's Chalupa Batman.
Chimichanga.
Chalupa Supreme.
I will give you 2 points.
Chalamet.
Oh shit, 4 points.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Came to me finally.
Timothy, or I believe it's Timothy, is how you say it. Chalamet.
Whatever.
I think it's just pronounced Timothy, I think.
I saw an
I
interview
call him-
with
I
him where somebody
TC.
said Timothy, and he was like, "Yeah, that's how you say it."
I call him TC.
Weirdo.
Best thing that he did though was the rap with Pete Davidson on Saturday Night Live. Yeet, yeet, skirt, skirt.
Oh,
You never love me, mom. That one, fucking love it. All right, people and places is your category. Land. Your subcategory is festive festivals.
we'll go Gen Z, I guess.
Gen Z Airbed and Breakfast, the company now known as Airbnb, officially launched at what annual Austin festival and conference? Come on, this thing's huge. It's huge.
That's huge. Let me tell you, this is like the greatest festival ever. Lots of directions here.
Is that too much of a hint? No. Frank?
idea.
It's the the N?
No. South by Southwest.
There you go.
Oh.
You guys are familiar with South by Southwest?
I was thinking of NoFX, the band.
deal.
For some reason.
There you go. All right, Frank. Government buildings is your subcategory. Subcategory.
Let's go Gen Z. Why not?
London's 2022 City Hall was given the highest level of LEED or LEED certification for being what color building?
Pink.
No, I'm sorry, it is not pink. The answer is green. LEED certification is given to buildings for leadership in energy and environmental design.
Oh, I was thinking of the light being LED, but whatever.
LED. All right, so it's pretty much out of reach here for Lan, but I'll make
Lan.
I'll make the Gen Z question worth 7 points if you get this one right, Lan. Culture is your category. Comics. Oh shit, comics is your subcategory.
Well,
Gen
what do you mean
Z.
comics? Like stand-up comics or
No, it looks like comic books / comic strips.
no? Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll give you the Gen Z question. I'll give you 7 points if you get this right. But the greatest generation question, just as a quick side note, what Caped Crusader comic book hero created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger first appeared in comics in 1939?
You just
Wow.
wanted to say Bill Finger.
I did.
Finger.
All right, what cartoonist whose name is attached to a test she inspired wrote a graphic memoir that became the Broadway musical Fun Home?
Became a test. I have no idea.
This game.
Alison Bechdel. The Bechdel test came out of a comic strip she co-wrote in 1985.
What is the Bechdel test?
Yeah.
The Bechdel test, if I remember correctly, is a test that you do about how many women are in a movie.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's so the Bechdel test is also known as the Bechdel-Wallace test, as a measure of the representation of women in film and other fiction, and it's essentially testing to see how many how frequently are women on the screen together without a man. Because one thing that they noticed is that anytime a woman was on screen, a man was on screen, but a man could be on screen with other men, but there was never women. So it's kind of this test to see how frequently women are able to be on the screen by
Is it
themselves.
just a basis of like what the plot of the movie's about?
They must have never watched Showgirls.
Well, it came out in 1985, so it's pretty Showgirls. All right, Frank, I'll just give you this question. Your subcategory is musicals.
Oh, great. Gen Z.
Yeah.
What actor won the Tony Award for his lead performance in the original cast of the Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen?
Yeah, that kid. I don't know. Gay kid.
Ben Platt was his name.
There you go. Ben Platt.
He also went on to play Evan Hansen in the less popular movie adaptation.
What other movie was he in that I remember him being in?
Well, it's Ben
No, no,
Platt,
don't
not
care.
Pratt.
Timothy Charlemagne.
Timothy
Chalamet.
Champagne.
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 Timothy Champloo.
Champloo. All right, boys. Are you guys ready?
Sure. What do we got?
So Frank's got the win. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Brad Pitt movie draft.
Boom, boom, boom.
Brad Pitt's in the news because apparently his daughter doesn't like him. She's dropping Pitt from the name. She turned 18, immediately filed that paperwork. So we're doing a Brad Pitt movie draft. Frank has won the game, so Frank gets to go first, then Lan, then myself. Frank, what is your first choice in the Brad Pitt movie draft?
You know, I don't think you can go wrong. There's so many of them. But my first pick was going to be Snatch.
Oh,
I just loved his character in that movie.
He
I thought it was some of
is-
his best acting.
friggin' amazing in Snatch.
You got dags? You like
She's
dags?
terribly parts of the Panoramic Blue Boys.
You
The
like
war,
dags?
Panoramic Blue. He was fantastic in that movie.
That's a good ensemble cast, too.
It's, I would put it up there as probably Guy Ritchie's best movie.
Yeah.
Which, if you wanted to, you could actually go do the triple feature. You got Rock and Roller and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. All kind of a trilogy there for you.
And you can watch his King Arthur.
King Arthur. All right, Lan, what is your first pick? I'm seeing his fingers up there. So I'm assuming he's going with this. The movie.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box? Only thing that makes that movie awkward at this point is the fact that the bad guy, well, not that he's the
Kevin
bad guy,
Spacey.
but that he's in it, is Kevin Spacey.
Dude, he was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
heel in every movie in the 90s, though. Kevin Spacey was a great heel.
Because they were willing to look past the fact that he was doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing.
But I mean, even in Usual Suspects, I mean, my man was killing it for a minute there.
All right,
Great
so
reference to this movie, by the way, in Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2. All right. So my first choice, I got to go with it. I got it. Fight Club.
Fight Club. So I was saying, like, he's done so many, like, you can't go wrong with like a first pick here.
I watched this on shrooms. I gotta tell you, man.
Was that on Saturday night?
Holy fuck! I think it was too. Man, dude, I'm telling you, I watched it with a buddy of mine, and when it was over, we just looked at each other and we were like, "Holy shit! How long
This
did that
movie
take?"
solved the
No,
world.
it felt like it took a lifetime. It was
You know
it
what
was the
movie-
craziest fucking thing, man.
Contact did that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell asleep in Contact. The only movie I've ever fell asleep in the theater.
I liked
In the
I liked that
theater?
movie.
I fell asleep in a theater watching Contact. I was out halfway through.
All right, my second choice for Brad Pitt movie. And this is where it's a little difficult because I have what I think might be a sleeper pick,
Okay.
but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know if I want to wait until round number 3. But I'm willing to
Pull
go
the
with the
trigger.
stronger pick right now, and I'm going to go Inglourious Bastards.
Nice.
Fantastic movie with
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, and he's
These
great
guys are
in it too,
Italian.
man. He's
Buongiorno.
absolutely great. All right, Lan, what is your second choice for Brad Pitt movie?
I'm gonna go with Interview with the Vampire.
Ooh, look at Lan going a little.
I like this movie quite a bit, actually.
It's not a bad movie. It's pretty stinking good.
Nice.
And then it led to Queen of the Damned, which I was super friggin' excited for. And did I ever tell you that story about how the kid from college like invited himself to watch the movie with me?
No.
So Queen of the Damned came out, and there was a movie theater right across the street from our college campus. And I had like a 4-hour break. So, but it wasn't enough time to go home because I lived 45 minutes away from campus. So we would just kind of hang out. I worked at the radio station on campus and kind of, whatnot. And at this time, I went to go see the movie during one of the breaks. And there was this kid that I went to school with, and he invited himself to the movie. He was like, "Oh, you're going to go check out Queen of the Vampire? I'll come with you." And I'm like, fuck, okay. So we go over, and we're at the theater, and he sits down next to me, and he won't shut the fuck up during the whole movie. Like the first 10 minutes, he's just... And finally, I leaned over, and I go, "Dude, if you're not going to be quiet, I'm going to move seats, and I need you to stay here." And then from there, he zipped it for the rest of the time. Like I could not, shut the fuck up.
When this movie came out, my mom was dating a guy, and he had 2 daughters. An older daughter, she was I think about 18 years old, and a younger daughter around my age. And the older daughter had a boyfriend, and my mom was taking them to see the movie, and both the girls were going. So me and my brothers were hanging out over at his house while she took them. And my mom was like, "Yeah, you want to go see this movie?" I was like, "No." And she's like, "Yeah, you want to go see it, don't you?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, she takes me to another room. She's like, "John, you have to go." I was like, "Why?" She goes, "Well, because the older girl has a boyfriend and is going, and the other daughter doesn't have a date, and you need to do it." And I was like 13, and I was like, "No, I'm good." No, I was like, "No, I'm not."
So
I'm
you
good.
didn't go?
I was like, I didn't go. No. Dude, I was still shy. I was still shy for girls, man. It was like, no. Plus, the whole dynamic was weird. Dude. She's
Well,
dating,
yeah, I would imagine everybody's all related
guy,
and shit.
And then
Yeah.
she's like, you want me to go out on a date? But this is like, that's just kind of fucking weird.
Jesus.
So I bailed.
All right. We're back to Frank. You get back-to-back picks, man. What are you going for here?
Man. Well, my second one, I'm going to go with The Big Short for my second one. I just really enjoyed that movie, the way it was done and explained everything.
And it's got a great cast. I mean, look, you got Christian Bale,
Gosling,
Steve
Bale,
Carell,
yeah.
Gosling, Pitt. Like, all of them are great.
Plus the different cameos that they have in there.
Yep.
But yeah, Gosling and Pitt stole that movie from me. Like, they were great in that movie. Those 2 guys outdid everybody, but Big Short. And the third one, I'm just going to go with this one because of my memories with it, is Cool World. I know a lot of people hate that movie and don't like it, but at that age, when did that come out? Like 92?
Oh, damn it! I thought I had the poster for Cool World. I guess I didn't.
So yeah, it came out in 92, and that movie was like a raunchier. But Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Like, there was a lot. Like, you thought you were going to see your first.
Oh, remember they
cartoon
had
boobs.
on the Hollywood sign.
Mhm.
They put the chick, the cartoon chick, like on the Hollywood sign.
Kim
It was a big
Basinger
deal
did the
back then.
voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Dude, I just remember it was like the whole, like, are you going to see cartoon boobs or sex or whatever for like the first, like I think I was 11, 12 years old when I first saw that movie. It was like my eyes were glued to the television to see what the hell was going to go on in there.
I remember saying that in the theater.
That was a wild movie, man.
All right, Lan, what is your
That was
third
somebody's
pick
cocaine trick.
for the Brad Pitt movie draft?
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I haven't watched very many Brad Pitt movies. Yes, we were talking about that before.
He's
show,
not a
so
pity, everybody.
I had a hard time trying to pick movies, but I think just because I love the way that his character died, I'm gonna go with Burn After Reading.
Hey-oh. Wasn't that the one where he gets shot in the closet?
Yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
and like, bang!
He's like, "Hey, man," and then bam.
Yep. Yeah, that was a
It was a good
one,
movie,
though.
actually. I really like that movie.
Good choice. All right. So here we are. On my final pick, I got a whole bunch of honorable mentions here. We do have 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys.
Surprised nobody's
Okay.
picked 12 Monkeys yet.
That was good.
We have A River Runs Through It.
I like that one. I thought that one was pretty good.
We have Ad Astra. Never actually seen that one.
No, I haven't either.
Allied. Haven't seen this one either.
No.
Assassination of Jesse James by the coward
That's
Robert
a good
Ford.
one. I actually enjoy that one. That was a really good one.
We also have Babel.
Babel?
Babel?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Babel? We have Babylon.
No one saw that one.
Bylon?
Dylon.
The Bylon.
There's the Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
It's basically Forrest Gump.
We have Bullet Train, which I really
I haven't
enjoy.
seen that one.
Oh,
but
I
heard
really
it's
wanted to
good.
see that.
It's really
I've heard
good.
that's
I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it was, and we watched it, and
Well, it's
everybody in
about
the
to be on
family loved
TV
it.
I think it's about to be on TV this weekend, like making its broadcast premiere.
Check
on
it out.
some
Bullet
channel.
Train
Oh,
is
check it out.
well worth watching. We also had Fury, which was on Netflix, and it kept popping up, and I never got around to watching it, but I've heard it's just a fantastic movie.
I didn't
Well,
like
I thought it was furry, so I didn't want to watch.
Oh,
the movie
see,
furry.
yeah, you don't want to
I
watch
didn't.
all that
I
weird
didn't think
shit.
it was that good. I didn't
No?
think it was that good. No,
We
it
have
just didn't. It just didn't play well for whatever.
California.
We're going
I heard
California.
what was that?
Did you don't even see it was like sitting there talking to David Duchovny and he goes and just spit.
We also have Killing Them Softly.
I believe I saw that one. I can't recall.
There's Little Legends of the Fall.
That's
yeah.
the one I think made him was that particular. That was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
The girls fell in love with him that summer too.
Meet Joe Black,
got
which if you
long
check
hair.
out my shorts on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, you realize that it did really well in the theaters because Star Wars fans were buying up the tickets to watch the trailer for Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Let me see here. You got Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
There's,
liked
oh,
him
this
when
is,
he
what,
was-
this is the one I was going to pick for Land when he held up his fingers. 7 years in Fed.
7 years.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't
That's the one you meant.
that get
Yeah.
him banned from China for doing that movie? Like he can't go to China?
I don't know.
I don't think he's missing out on much.
I am
Yeah,
a little
I thought he was
surprised
banned for that.
nobody's chosen Moneyball.
I mean, it was. I enjoyed it. I mean,
Never saw it.
he basically was just himself.
Yeah. Actually, now I'm remembering which movie I'm going to go with for my pick, so I can show the. I do love this movie, Ocean's 11.
Yeah, Ocean's 11. All those Ocean movies were good. The second one was, but I enjoyed all of them.
There's also Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Right.
Shoot, what else do I have here? This one I think is highly underrated. Is The Mexican.
No, I enjoy that.
I
one.
think it's a
That one
great
was
movie.
actually pretty good too.
You ever seen that one, Lan? It's about a gun.
I haven't seen any of the movies.
I saw that in theater.
It's a good movie. There's a whole bunch of other ones. Of course, don't forget he was in Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Cowboy.
We do have True Romance as well.
Mhm.
But the one that I gotta say, this one is a must-see. A buddy of mine turned me onto this movie way back in the day, and it's not a movie I think I ever would have gravitated towards until he showed me the movie. Spy Game.
Spy Game. No, I was actually
Oh.
thinking about taking that. That's a really good movie.
So this was my sleeper pick, the one that I was saying. I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to actually go with it or
I
not. But
almost
Spy
picked
Game.
that one. I almost picked it.
If you've never seen Spy Game, if you kind of like mystery / suspense, it's going to be right up your
And
alley.
conspiracies.
Yeah, and
I like Robert
conspiracies.
Redford.
Yeah,
this
Robert
one,
Redford's most
this is
of
a
the movie.
really,
He's
really good,
Yeah.
really good movie. Highly, highly recommend it.
It's a lot of dialogue, but it's really good.
So I was going through his movies on IMDb, and
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody said untitled F1 movie coming out soon.
Oh Lord.
well, because we haven't seen it yet. I did do a video on
gonna
that. So
put
have you
that
heard
one
the
on my
story?
list.
Have you heard the story about that?
No.
It's becoming one of the most expensive movies ever made.
hmm
It's because it got pushed back by COVID, I believe, and
The
then
strike.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry, yeah, it was the strike, and then also they're using real drivers with real cars, so
Yeah.
all the shots are real, like it's not CGI or
Max
anything.
Verstappen's in it. And
Max Verstappen, yeah, so he can fucking
Lewis
win.
Hamilton.
Steve McQueen, remember he did that and it almost destroyed his career. Basically did destroy his career when he did the what's that the European race car the race that they do, Le Mans.
Le Mans, yeah.
He did a
Le
movie and
Mans,
it's
the
supposed
breathing.
yeah.
It's not giving
Um,
birth.
They were like, yeah, Steve McQueen did one of those race car movies. It was supposed to be like an actual movie, but it ended up like it just was. They couldn't figure out what the hell it was. I think he fired the director in the middle of it, and it almost destroyed his career. It became like the most expensive movie at the time, and it bombed. It just completely bombed.
All right.
Damned.
What we bombed. So,
It
so
stinks.
our triple features. Frank has Snatch, The Big Short, and Cool World. Lan has Seven, Interview with a Vampire, Burn After Reading, and my triple feature is Fight Club, Inglourious Bastards, and Spy Game. And those are your triple features for Bradley Pitt, or as we found out earlier, William Bradley Pitt.
Bradley Pitt.
William Brad.
You ever seen his brother? Look up
I
his
have a
brother.
feeling like his brother is like, it's like
Looks just like him.
he's the Danny.
Yeah.
No, I got a feeling like he's like the Danny DeVito.
No, the dude looks
No.
almost just like him. It's wild.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna start. By the way, we're gonna start
wild.
a count on the live stream of how many times Frank says the word wild.
It's wild, man. It's wild.
Wild man.
Wild.
I did that back when we were still playing games. There was one time where and I still have all of the clips where every single time Frank says the word wild, it was easily 20 times within
wild,
maybe an
man.
hour.
It's wild.
Hold on, Brad Pitt's brother. I'm gonna look this up while we wrap up the show.
What's his
here.
name?
Doug.
Doug?
Yeah,
Doug
Doug
Pitt.
Pitt.
Doug
Doug
Pitt.
Pitt. His name's Doug Pitt.
He kind of looks like if Brad Pitt and Zach Braff had a love child.
Yeah, I totally see that.
Yeah. I mean, he's not
Good
ugly.
job, Doug. Good
I mean,
job, Doug.
2 beers, I hit
Bradley
it.
Pitt.
All right, on that note, that's going to do it for the stream. Again, I'm apologizing for all of the hiccups as we sort of get things going here because they keep changing the fucking settings on things, and I'm trying to get the ball rolling here, and we're still trying to find our form. But every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, you can find the live stream right here. Make sure that you're clicking like down below. It's much appreciated. All of the shorts, 3 of them now, daily, that goes 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. Mountain Time is when those things are dropping. Also over on Instagram and on Facebook, you're going to get exclusive sort of just random posts from me, so make sure you're following me over there as well. And then here on YouTube, you can also, if you're scrolling through, you'll notice that I'm putting up different polls with different questions pretty frequently. And some of the ones that I've done this week, just kind of as a recap for you guys, is we did, let's go back to here. Because I did do one that was what was the, like kind of recapping our show from last week. I did the, what's the greatest Michael Keaton movie?
Mm-hmm. Jack Frost.
So the 4 options I put up were Batman, Beetlejuice, Mr. Mom, and Gung Ho. What do you think won?
I'd probably
Batman.
say Battleman or Beetlejuice.
Did you say Battleman?
Yeah, I think I
Battleman.
did.
It was Battleman.
That sounds like a great B movie.
Mhm.
We need to make that, Frank.
Battleman. It was a tie, actually. Beetlejuice and Batman, and this was with over.
So
this
see,
was,
Battleman.
this was almost 400 votes, and somehow it ended up tied at 47%.
Damn.
Is where that went. So
Battle Juice.
Battlejuice. One of the other ones that I just put up.
Here's your new energy drink.
Which decade was the best? 80s, 90s, 2000s, or 2010s?
Oh, the 90s.
Lan, what do you think?
The
Like, what do you think won? Not which one do you think personally was the best. Which one do you think won the poll?
Yeah, I think. No, okay. I think what won was 2010s.
No. 150 votes. 1990s coming in with 39%, 1980s 31%, and the 2000s and 2010s tied at 15%. Let me see here. Oh, here's the what was the worst toy from the 90s? I put up Crossfire, Moon Shoes, Shout and Shoot, and the Snoopy Snow Cone Machine. What do you think won?
Probably Moon Shoes, right?
Pretty handily, 64% on the Moon Shoes. One person even asked, why the hell is Crossfire on this list? Apparently they were a big fan of Crossfire.
I
Because
wanted to
Pickle
add
Juice.
one to that list also because you mentioned the Snoopy one.
Yeah,
My sister had the Barbie ice cream maker.
Nice.
and it
That
sucked.
didn't make shit. Like followed the instructions and everything, and all it made was fucking brown poop looking shit.
Like the rocks. I used to
Holy
drop from
fuck,
between my legs.
That was horrible.
The Barbie ice cream maker. All right. I also put up, who is the greatest director of all time? The 4 options I put up there were Steven Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, and Francis Ford Coppola.
Had to have been Scorsese, right?
Nope.
Coppola?
No.
Wow, everybody
We're gonna
loves
say
Spielberg.
Yeah, Spielberg, 51%.
Man, like his early stuff was fantastic, but you could just tell later, like in the 90s on, like he just depends so much on CGI to clean his mistakes up that he just doesn't care that often. It's just they're not that good.
Yeah, and a couple of people put in here, what about Christopher Nolan? Or what about David Lynch? Well, there's only 4
Lynch.
options, so suck it.
Lynch.
What is the greatest grunge band of all time? Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, or Alice in Chains?
It's gonna be either Nirvana and Pearl Jam, right?
That's Nirvana, 66%. Although me personally, I'm going probably Soundgarden and Alice in Chains. Those were always my 2 favorite grunge bands.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say Alice in Chains for sure.
If you had to spend the rest of your life in one season, which season would it be? Winter, spring, summer, or autumn?
It's probably
Spring.
autumn or spring. Yeah, that'd be my guess. Autumn or spring.
I would choose autumn, and autumn seemed to be the popular choice. 44%
Everybody
of the
wants
votes.
their pumpkin spice, bitches.
Well, I mean, at least for me, when it comes to autumn, is you have baseball wrapping up, football is starting, and basketball and hockey are right around the corner. Halloween is about to go down. Like, there's a lot of different things that are happening there. And
Plus it drops like 5 degrees here in Florida.
one final poll. Which franchise is the most overrated? Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Star Wars.
Harry Potter winning that poll, 36%. Star Wars in second, though, at 29%. By the way, go watch The Acolyte. I've watched like the first 30 minutes of the first episode. So far, so good. They do, it's fantastic fight scenes, by the way, and you get actual Jedis in this as well. But on that note, thank you for checking out the stream. Make sure, again, you're clicking the thumbs up down there. Make sure you subscribed. We have different member tiers where you can get yourself a sticker pack. We got the Brandalorian sticker. We have the Cross-Eyed Bear sticker, and we do have the History of Rock sticker right there for you. We have the 99 cent a month. What the hell's Land doing? You getting a spam call?
Yeah, scam likely.
Great band name.
So we have the 99 cent. That's a channel supporter. You get yourself a sticker pack. If you jump that up to a member Lorian, which is $4.99 a month, you not only get a sticker pack, but I have t-shirts with all of those on them, and you can pick which t-shirt that you want. Sizes are not guaranteed, but if you become a member, it's greatly appreciated, and you can hit me up on Discord or Instagram or Facebook if you do become a member, and then I can set you up and give me your address, and I'll send you one of those packs and get you guys all that fun stuff.
All
for
right.
you. On that note, have yourselves a fantastic Wednesday. Make sure you're checking out all the videos. We'll be back hopefully next Wednesday. Little bit tighter ship. I had big hopes for this show, and it was kind of a train wreck from the beginning because I spent 2 goddamn hours looking for a fucking music player. Have a good Wednesday.
But you found
Battle
one.
Juice
I did.
starring Tim
With
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah,